Pisces, welcome to Illuminated Tarot. My name is Jenna. Today I'm here to do a reading for you for November. We're going to take a look at your overall general energy, what you may not see coming, and get some important advice from Spirit. Let's start out with a oracle message from the Oracle of Awakening. And please bear with me with my voice. I just did the collective reading for the week. I think we're all going through a big clearing house. This could even involve your physical body. So if anything comes up, I'm going through a chest infection. So just bear with my voice as it may change octaves during this reading. Thank you for tuning in. Sharing a little time with me over here at Illuminated Tarot. And thank you, Spirit, for presiding over this reading for Pisces. Let's get a quick shuffle. What's coming in for you? Rest of November. Pisces. Ooh, yeah. We've got the dissolution of an old identity and you really leaning on the Divine Mother, the Earth. There's a massive transformation going on for you, Pisces. We have dragonfly medicine. This is a rebirth for you and a gentleness with yourself on the path. Yeah. So a lot of you are getting real deep downloads at this time spiritually. This could be a whole recalibration for you on the path because your fellow water sign, Scorpio. We're in Scorpio season. So a lot of us are going through a lot of alchemy, a lot of transformation in our connections, most notably, and also within ourselves, a softening to the self. And Pisces, as it relates to, your water sister brother in Scorpio, you are merging more deeply with Source and you were releasing an old identity. I'm getting whatever armoring you may have had, you could be softening around a person, around a situation, or someone could be doing this with you. And we have Pachamama, blessings from the Great Mother, and this is the blessing of transformation and a rebirth in the dragonfly. Some of you have dragon medicine that you carry. And we have downloads, attunement, calibration, and upgrades. Yep. Energetic refinement. And a lot of you awakening to merging more with your source energy, with your own inner knowing, and feeling like, when we feel strength and courage on the path, it's when we feel tapped in and really in divine alignment. So it looks like, Pisces, you are in some sort of deep divine alignment. You're letting nature guide you. You could be deeply connecting with different energy frequencies out in nature, the animal kingdom, your animal totems, or just feeling blessed to be where you are. Some of you are traveling or going to a new area on the planet, and there's a lot of blessings there. Feels like more abundance coming in for you, and letting go of maybe an old identity as you connect more deeply with yourself on the path. No, let's go with this one. This one's been popular. It's a modern tarot deck that I use. Let's go now into your current and crossing energy beyond the oracle messages of awakening. So for those of you who identify with being on the path of awakening, if you found yourself clicking on this video, you are going through releasing an old version of you on a deep core level and aligning with your blessings and receiving more downloads, which is the gift of your intuitive insights and what they can bring. Some of you are using this in your work, or you're using this to navigate your relationships in such a profound way that you're deepening and softening to other people. All right, in profound ways. Temperance, I love it. This is balanced energy. Being patient with yourself and others on the path. What do you cross by here? 8 of Pentacles, yeah. Whew, you are. You're showing me that it does take a little bit of effort, a little bit of conscious awareness, but you are doing the work to stay in the art of balance and the grace of being patient. Maybe that's what you've learned, how to be patient with others, how to be patient with yourself in recent weeks or months. Ooh, we have the Knight of Cups. This could be a new love offer coming to you. Maybe a lot of you have been working on just coming back into balance with yourself on the path, doing a lot of work on that regard. Temperance is really when we're combining energies. So you could have somebody coming in with their heart open to you And it's a real strong energy this month of being open and someone coming towards you in a state of open-heartedness. Eight of Swords, interesting, and your opportunity. Well, it's time for you to really open up. Maybe there's some fears around that, or you feel a little bit stuck. Maybe you want to bring a new level of emotionality to a connection, and maybe it's hard for you to express that, or hard for someone else to express how they really think and feel. Let's go into your challenge. Six of Cups, okay? This is about your past, right? Whenever we see the Six of Cups, there's something challenging you that you've been dealing with. It could be 6 months, could be 6 years. Let's go into the near future. Two of Pentacles, yeah. You're trying to stabilize an energy that is bringing you a little bit off of balance, off kilter. This also could be you juggling a lot, opposing perspectives. It could just be you busy, and you're trying to be more patient, doing a lot of work. I am getting this overall. You have something coming towards you, and it could be from the past, or it could be learning from the past itself and having an opportunity to revisit something. All right. Definitely getting a pause, consider your options, look at other perspectives. It's definitely some sort of challenging situation or an obstacle that you're trying to plow through, but mindfully so. All right. Whenever I see the Eight of Swords in your opportunity, it's a matter of finding more freedom and feeling a little bit more less restricted. And it's about something that you're saying, I've kind of felt a little stuck here. I need some advice, or I need some help on how to deal with this. You could be going to Spirit with this. This could be on a general broad sense, though, of you bringing more love into a situation where maybe in the past you had a hard time feeling like you could be completely open. Let's see. Or someone around you. I'm getting a very strong, significant energy impacting you, Pisces, at this time, and throwing you off a little bit. Let's see. We'll find out what's going on. We'll go deeper, but it's like you're saying it's hard to keep things in balance. But it's teaching you a lot. Whenever I see the Hangman and what you don't see coming, it's teaching you to be patient with a situation, not too tolerant where you're sacrificing too much of yourself. This Eight of Swords could be a little bit of a warning of, are you shrinking too much? Are you honoring yourself? You know, these questions that we have to ask ourselves. But let's get a little bit more. I want to look at now the angel number guidance. There we go. We had 3 spill out. 2323, endless cycles. 000, a 0 point. I feel like you want a new beginning here, and you're trying to karmically release something at this time. We are going through that on a collective level in Scorpio season. All right, let's look at the first one that came out, 2323. There's some truth you're resistant to accept over and over again until you're tired and restrained beyond depression. It takes a decision to live life for yourself. Life is about passion. Then you make a change and the world around you follows. So there's a journey you're taking, and this could be a metaphorical journey, or it could be a literal journey where you're ready to complete a cycle. 2323 breaks down to 55. So there's some changes that you're making so you could release something from the past that has typically confounded you or restricted you, or maybe brought in this heaviness. Whenever I think of depression, maybe it is that deep for you, or it could be just something weighing you down. It could be someone else's depression or someone else's vibrational states that are bringing you down. And it doesn't mean that you can't have empathy or compassion. It just means you have to be careful that you're not taking on too much of that if you are being influenced by someone around you, right? Your current circumstances are ending, so you might take advantage of better ones. If you are experiencing a significant change or conclusion, viewing your life as a series of cycles or chapters may be helpful. How can you make room for something new to emerge? Yeah, I think that's what you may be in that void between one chapter, trying to really close it and learn from it karmically, and the opening of a new chapter. And while we wait, sometimes that can be the hardest journey. But Spirit is showing you that you have a release, and now underneath that is 0 point energy, the new beginning, where you have limitless potential. It serves as a timely reminder this month that anything can be accomplished if you dream it If you can dream it, there's no reason you can't make it a reality. If something is in the possession of another person, it is also available to you. So try to remain calm. What's meant for you won't pass you by. Let go of the tension and relax. Yeah, we are slowing things down in Mercury retrograde season that we're just entered into yesterday. We will be feeling it for the rest of November. It's a reset, and we're actually moving from Sagittarius into Scorpio in the retrograde itself. So you have an opportunity, and you might be challenged at this time, Pisces, being a water sign, to not repeat a pattern. And this pattern has something to do with you feeling stuck and allowing the stuckness to create restlessness. I'm getting this restless feeling that it's taking effort to keep your heart open in a situation. So let's go deeper now. I want to find out what's really going on here in November. Karmically releasing something. Maybe not taking on someone else's stuff. I'm seeing words, cycles is repeating here. All right. Twice we have the word cycles. We have reset twice. Unknown surrender, finish line, success, victory. I feel like there's something coming in, but you've got to let go of something else. Okay. That may be a long time coming because of the Eight of Swords and the Six of Cups here. Between your opportunity and challenge. Let's look at the Knight of Cups. This is a spirit of softening, of being open. Bringing a little bit more of this, love back into the room. We have the Lovers. There's a choice coming in. Ooh, now we have the Empress. This is good energy. Big energy, Pisces, for you in the world. Yeah, okay. You're wrapping up a cycle around love and you honoring your needs in connection. All right. Now, this could be any connection in your life, but you're saying it's important. You're choosing, you're choosing like the high road, deep high road here around nurturing yourself, nurturing others. This is massive growth. I feel like you've been going through a really deep, energetic revelations, you elevating on the path, honoring the divine feminine. Some of you are the divine feminine, or you are honoring a divine feminine in your life, whether you're male or female here. This is when we proclaim victory, okay? Having learned the major arcana lessons of choosing love when it comes to connection. This is deep, I'm seeing partnership here. And honoring yourself in this partnership and honoring and feeling nurtured in this partnership. And then graduating from a cycle, learning the lessons. All right. So this is beautiful energy. Some of you have a new love offer coming in as you are closing out an old cycle where you have recognized your value and your worth. And you have potentially, you have a lot of air energy coming towards you. Where it feels like maybe you could overthink something. There could be a need for you not to repeat past patterns if you tend to overthink love. Let's see. Eight of Swords. Ooh, we have the Four of Swords. Yeah, you're healing an overthinking, overactive mind that maybe was brought on from past cycles. Three of Swords. Yeah, Nine of Wands. Wow, that's difficult energy. It's almost like there's this huge 180 going on. Because your opportunity is to heal stressed out, anxious states, wounding pain. But it feels like it's from the past. And whatever's coming towards you, it's not that. So you're trying to do the work to stay balanced here. Let me look at this Six of Cups. Queen of Wands, Knight of Wands, Two of Cups. Yeah. I see a good energy coming towards you. You're attracting a new soulmate, and this is sweetness. I think it's hard, though, because something hardened you in the past. Something hurt you. You could still be healing from one thing or working on removing betrayal wounds, trust issues. This feels like a different connection. A knight is coming towards you. Male, female, it's an offer of love. It's big, okay? It has three major arcana over it. I think you've learned a lot about how to hold yourself in a spirit of healing and restoration. I think that you've had a lot that's happened in recent months or years, Pisces. This could be, just a softening around a new person in your life, or just needing to bring softness in general around what you have attracted. Two of Cups. I mean, this is 6 plus the 2, that's 8. So it could be a really big karmic release going on for you around the past. Let me keep going. This is kind of flying through. I feel like I'm just flying through this energy. 2 of Pentacles, near future. Page of Pentacles. Yeah, this is a manifestation. Trying to bring calmness. Yeah, okay. I think you got some fears. Yeah, there's that 8 of Cups. Right on point. Okay. Right on point. Yeah, High Priestess. Wow. You're wrapping up a major cycle for a lot of you in your love life, where you are ending a very, 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 very big karmic cycle for you, where now this is about your blessings coming in. You have attuned to a new way of being. I feel like you're turning your back to something that was very unhealthy. This could be you're turning your back to someone with toxic traits or a trauma bonding type of experience for good, manifesting a deeper inner knowing of self. Right? To thine own self be true. You are turning your back on somebody who maybe you had a very strong attachment to in the past, who really could make waves for you in what your blessings are coming in if you allow it. And I think you're doing a lot of karmic cleanup work right now to really close out a chapter. And you have to say no to it and allow yourself to be honoring yourself to such a great extent that out of that test, that karmic lesson, that leap, is actually putting you in divine alignment. So this beautiful release around ending a cycle with something or someone that created a lot of hurt and pain, and maybe you were trapped in this for quite some time, you're actually letting it go. This is a huge, huge release for you emotionally to say goodbye to whatever this devil was. Some of you, if it wasn't a person, it was you not honoring, right, your intuition. When you are too indecisive, waiting too long. This could be procrastination. This could be restlessness brought on by procrastination around something that you're being lovingly guided to do in the world, but feeling fearful of bringing everything you have to it. I feel like there's something that you're married to here, whether it's a calling or a commitment. This is ultimately about you honoring yourself, right? And in the discomfort, right, of when we actually deny ourselves our truth. You're walking away from either a fear or a doubt around your own abilities to really let go. I think this is ultimately, though, if we want to take it on the highest sense, you letting go of an old identity that was brought on by a smaller way, a shrinking way of being, or responding to life circumstances, especially around a certain person. I'm feeling like you did have some sort of devil in your life. But then it became more of an energetic frequency that you had to contend with because it taught you a lot that wasn't true about yourself. So I feel like you're rewiring your sense of self. Because after we contend with darker energies, we're talking about people in lower vibrational energies, right? I was talking about pulling you down. When you free yourself and emancipate yourself from that, it can be this beautiful, relief. But then there's a lot of unpacking to do and releasing to do after that huge relief, right? Just because you're like, finally, I made it, I let go, right? Then there's the process that comes out, which is what I call like that when you skip a stone on a pond. So you're like, that stone is skipping. And with each reverberation, it's echoing out and it's leaving you, okay? So you're on the very end, last vestiges of the echoing out of an energy frequency that really impacted your life, but it made you who you are today, okay? A stronger, wiser, more in tune, more aligned with your inner being than ever before, okay? Let's look at this Hanged Man. There you are in your own energy, right? Pisces. Found yourself on a new level. What you're capable of. I just saw the Emperor and the Ten of Cups. I think that, someone around you is going through a deep ego death, okay? You're watching it from afar, okay? They're no longer going to hurt you anymore. Yeah, This is deep healing. The star. I'm telling you, your karmic blessings are coming in around lessons learned from the past. Okay? And an honoring of your own inner being and your own inner child and healing on a deep, deep core level. It's hard. 10 of Wands came out twice. This is a real big, I'm seeing this too today, that a lot of, everybody's ready for this. You've been preparing for this. A lot of you have lifetimes for this, to reach these levels of inner alignment. And usually we have people, right, that help us get there. And I think when you realize that, it allows you to be really soft and tender. I feel like this is when we kind of harden to life, because we have to put up boundaries and we have to honor ourselves. And we go through these huge leaps, evolutionary leaps of growth. And this is beautiful work. You're basically saying, I had a devil that I had to deal with, but I've risen above it and I'm now letting it go. The water, the ripple is now lessening. And I'm taking and incorporating these beautiful, profound lessons, right? And I'm recognizing that I have limitless potential, because look at what I've survived. Look at what I've overcome. I'm just curious, what's the deep lesson here? What is the deep, deep lesson that Pisces has learned here? Or lessons. It's always more than one, right? November wrap up for you. I receive joy with an open heart. I receive rest. I give myself permission to slow down. All right. That's what the Hangman is bringing in as well. I'm free to be who I please in this life, no longer bound by a situation or a belief. And I find peace wherever I go. Wow. This is beautiful. Beautiful healing in November for you. Okay. I feel like you're wrapping up a cycle that tested you in your own inner ability to heal, to look at your own inner wounding, to not hold back, right? From your true potential. You're at the finish line. This is sweet surrender and victory, right? Lessons learned, faith restored, healing. Let's go into the healing waters. As a water sign, Pisces, I do think that you're open. There's something new coming in this month. It's like you're turning away from a past connection that you used to hold so much space for, but you sacrificed so much of yourself for it. And now it feels like there's something new coming in that's softening, that is divinely guided and yours, that you are stepping into. It's a brand new chapter of healing and of honoring yourself. You have a new perspective. As hard as it is, you were putting something behind you from the past. And there it is. 2, the water oracle, psychic abilities, acting on visions. It's destined. Exactly. You have the high priestess with you now. I will say this, and I'll say this again and again in my readings. Yeah, riding the waves, life lessons and growth. You will get through this. These are called assignments. The devil is an assignment. We contend with who we are not to learn more of who we are. In Pisces, I think you have a greater sense and a greater realization of who you are this month because of dealing with who you are not in others, right? Your growth spurts, your growth edge. Someone around you is very toxic, okay? Very. Whether they're in the throes of addiction or just not healthy, all right? Or this could be you wrapping up a cycle where, fear over love. I've certainly had times in my life where I chose fear over love. And that's okay too. We all get there on our own time. So if you've been afraid to open up to love again, you're healing to a new depth where you're getting more and more ready, all right? Let's look at the healing waters and which one's going to be the most important message. We'll see. We've got 2 really strong energies coming in here for you, Pisces. This one. Ride the waves. This is very, Queen of Cups energy. Life lessons and growth. Let's see. Ride the waves. Ride the waves, Pisces. You're most definitely living right now. And while you may be experiencing challenges in your life, they're shaping you into who you'll be someday soon. Just as strong winds that blow consistently over the ocean transfer energy to water to generate waves, the same happens when we feel the pressures of life knocking on our door. Life's pressures and challenges invite us to transform in the process. They can cause calm. It's funny how I was thinking of water rippling, because even though this whole card is about that, they can cause calm seas to gain momentum and waves to form. Well, at the time, it can feel overwhelming. Our true character is born through these usually unexpected changes that life delivers. Our experiences shape us. The most compassionate people in the world are the ones who know the real depths of life. The ones who have the capacity to understand us are those who have been through their own choppy waves. The ones who are able to hold us when we feel most out of our depth are those who have been through it themselves. Be like the surfer, and instead of reacting to the waves or seeing them as things to be avoided, choose to respond, and when possible, see if you can find a way to ride those waves all the way to the shore. There may be times when you fall off your board, but you'll meet fellow surfers who are riding their own waves back to themselves. I love that. Their soul inquiry for November is, how can you respond to the waves of your life instead of reacting to them? How can you let the transformation happen? Well, this is about you finding peace in the freedom of being who you want to be, receiving new levels of joy with an open heart, and resting, giving yourself permission to slow down. There's a lot of downloads you're receiving about either a trauma bond or someone around you with narcissistic traits, toxic traits that you've gone through an endless cycle patterning with that you were karmically releasing at this time. If not them, the energy of strife, the energy of it may not be as extreme as chaos, but the whirlwind they bring, okay? You're letting go of something, especially around a karmic bond, okay? And you're wrapping up a cycle and you're doing deep, deep healing work. This is beautiful. Fearless on the path. Let's get some advice for you, Pisces. And I'll send you on your way. This is going to be a beautiful month to choose love and to nurture yourself at every turn. Big karmic cycle closure here for you, especially being in Scorpio season, fellow water sign. But what it did lead to, it led to you honoring and receiving yourself on such a deep level. Your intuition has now been activated. Your crown is alive. You're getting the downloads. You're so tapped in, Pisces. Spiritual attunement. Give yourself a break, okay? The next few weeks. You may feel like you've been tired. Give yourself time, okay? In solitude. To alchemize all of this, all right? Definitely been through a lot, Pisces, I see. Your advice, Page of Cups. Ooh, okay. 9 of Cups, yeah. I love it. I know. Yeah, you're walking away from one thing and at the same time, you're keeping empathy alive here. We have the 10 of Cups. It's like you've learned a lot through something that's caused a lot of either inner conflict or outer conflict. 5 of Swords is conflict. And the jagged edges that creates and the tension it creates in the body. And I feel like this is the month where you need to really be purifying and healing yourself on an energy level. This is drinking the water and doing the sweat lodges, right? Or doing the hot salt baths, doing what you need for your healing, talking to people, having your wellness plan enacted, doing the routine, doing the rituals. But if you are thinking on a practical level, I think that you've had some conflict with someone, deep, deep conflict. I feel like there is a softening, all right? Page of Cups is this, keep your heart open to life, even though you've had some trouble with something. And right now, it really is about making yourself happy and following the beat of your own drum. Seriously, like do what makes you happy this month, all right? And don't perpetuate any more friction, tension in your body or in your mind around a past person, okay? That really challenged you deeply. Can you let it go now? Can you release it karmically speaking? Just drop the swords and walk away. Let whoever needs to leave, leave, okay? If it's too much of a struggle to keep them, if it's not healthy, all right? I do think for those of you who've walked away from something that was unhealthy for you, you've created space for your own inner fulfillment. And this right person coming in, right? This new person coming in is on their way, all right? This is Spirit saying they're on their way, okay? Be patient, it's coming, all right? You're wrapping up a cycle, all right? I hope this message helped. Take care, namaste.